All right, everybody, welcome back to the RZX Lounge podcast series. Uh, it's been uh, longer than we expected to do this. Just kind of waiting on how Motorsports IRL kind of plays out with NASCAR and F1. But anyways, we're back, and it's going to be a pretty busy weekend as Formula One is back on the grid in Bahrain for Sunday. Anyways, my name is RZX JJ Reds. Bringing you along with us is RZX Nix, Neo, and Razor. Bringing in a special guest is a friend of the team, that is LAR Rewar. Let's go ahead and get down to business. So, first things up, F1 testing last week was concluded with Red Bull and Max Verstappen kind of giving everyone preseason scares, early race picks, podiums, dark horses. Do we have for the first round of the F1 calendar?
I do think McLaren's actually going to be the second best team all year. I think it's going to be them and Ferrari really fighting for wins and podiums against Red Bull.
But it's looking like another one of those reruns of last season or the season before.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys saw this on TikTok, but there was well, I'm pretty sure it was on YouTube, but I saw this on TikTok. It was a clip of Hamilton at Silverstone. Obviously, they're testing out the new Mercedes. He says he's been the most focused, calm, collective that he's ever been at the start of the season. So will that possibly, be something to look out for as the season goes on? Technically, we've seen this time and time again in F1 where it's whoever brings their best foot forward for Bahrain is most likely going to come out untouched for the whole season. But we don't know. We'll see what happens. If anyone has anything to challenge for Verstappen this year. But yeah, and of course we talked about last episode the next season switch for Hamilton to go to Ferrari. For those that haven't seen that, make sure to check out our most recent episode of the RZX Lounge. I don't know. It's kind of just everyone's just kind of waiting around. I feel like, including
Yeah.
myself and basically the F1 community, just to see what happens in Bahrain, and then we'll kind of decide. Oh well, we think we know what's going to happen for the season. So yeah, there's not much to talk about in F1 right now, other than kind of what went on in the off season and stuff like that. So
I mean, you still got the minute details about different parts that everybody's running, especially like the front wing of Mercedes, but really yeah, you're waiting till round one to really get your picks in for what's going to go on. You don't know what teams have the weights on their car, or who took them off to run faster laps and everything. So it's gonna be interesting.
now we'll move on over to what I think we'll all have some pretty good input on is the past two races to start the NASCAR Cup Series, both being at Daytona for the 500 and most recently at Atlanta. And one thing I really wanted to get everyone's input on is, does the super speedway style racing, is it good to have it early on in the season, obviously being the first two races of the schedule?
Yeah, it's fine. You get your
Um,
viewers early; they'll be
yeah,
able to
I was gonna
stay.
say viewer wise, yes. Team wise, it's definitely difficult to get wrecked out of like two races, for example. Like I mainly think of like Noah
Right.
Gragson, for example,
Or
who
Reddit.
never had a
Or
chance, or Christopher Bell, who never had a chance last weekend. But I mean, it's difficult, but it keeps our viewers up, and that was the most viewed Atlanta race in a while. So
On Twitter, I mean, it can be everywhere, but on Twitter, really, I saw this a lot. Because everyone kind of saw the way that the Truck Series and Xfinity races went, where it was just one line. No one really was making a move towards the front until the fuel issue started coming up in the Xfinity Series. So, I mean, did I think the Cup Series was going to be a boring race? No, because everyone's more comfortable on making a second line. So, I mean, I thought the race, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, honestly. I mean, I know the finish ended up going 3 wide there at the end, but yeah, I think that was definitely a cool way to start off the season, moving away from Daytona.
The Super Speedway package wasn't bad. I don't mind it. It's just how the teams go with damage and everything. That's really the only worry about it. But we'll touch on it eventually. But
anyways, talking about Atlanta now, the whole Daytona 500 situation kind of obviously, we all kind of saw the replays of what happened at the very, very end, the whole Alex Bowman, William Byron situation. I mean, I would like to hear what you guys have on that.
The one that started the big wreck first time or after that?
No, the whole scoring situation, because on the replay it looked like, or on Bowman's onboard, it looked like he won the race when the caution lights went on, but because of scoring, Byron was ahead. So, I mean, really, which way do you go?
I mean, they're never really consistent when it comes to that. There's times where they go by the last scoring loop, and then there's times when they go by when the caution light comes on. Like when the 2021 Daytona 500, they called it when the caution lights came on and not by the last scoring loop. While this past year, they called it by the last scoring loop. It's like they're just not consistent.
They called it by the caution line. Or by the caution lights. Fox and NASCAR released a photo of when the green lights officially came off, and they were away from the checkered flag at the time.
Did they? I don't know.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So after the race and everybody blew up the social media platforms, NASCAR released an aerial photo clearly showing Byron ahead of Bowman when caution lights came out.
My question is what I don't think it would matter considering they're both Hendricks. So, I mean,
team wise, no, but driver wise, it would make a difference, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, scripted, so
I don't know if it was scripted.
I don't think it.
For the Hendrick haters, it's scripted.
Well, I mean, it's just they got lucky. I don't know.
I don't.
What else we could say about that?
Now
I don't
that
like Hendrick as much anymore. But
now that you bring that up, Razor, you kind of do have an interesting point of it being scripted. Reor, I would like to hear your input on this, because all the Fords on that big pile up with 10 to go, all the Fords literally were done except for Cindric. And by the way, Cindric got wrecked on the last lap too. So, what is I mean, I've heard your reaction, but for our audio listeners,
I'm not gonna say it was scripted. I just think it was bad luck. Just an unfortunate amount of circumstances that so happened to coincide with both Hendrick cars being up front.
I mean, it is the conspiracy theory that it is scripted for Hendrick cars, because if you go back to the 2022 Atlanta Summer Race, they were marketing the hell out of Chase Elliott during that race, even in the Dawsonville pool room.
But I think it's just because they're at Atlanta and it's Chase Elliott, so
yeah,
they have to advertise their golden boy.
Trying to think of other moments that might be conspiracy scripted. Oh, it's funny. It's funny for the people that think it is actually legitimately scripted.
Yeah, I don't think NASCAR would go that far with it.
How would you script motor racing anyways?
Exactly.
Yeah,
There are some people that are so stupid they think it's scripted.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, it just so happens to coincide too with, the 24 coming back to victory lane in that form. But I do just feel like, it's just a certain scenario. Like, it was a very strange set of events for sure, but I don't know if it was scripted. That just seems
I mean, what the last
exaggerated.
time the 24 was in victory lane at Daytona was what, 2005?
Yep.
Something like that.
I thought that was
2000.
I'm not asking no
recently.
horror.
No, it was recent actually.
Oh no,
In
no,
Victory Lane at
the
Daytona?
2020 summer race
Yeah, whatever race that
more mean like for the
Byron
500.
won to get
Yeah,
to the.
for the 500. Yeah.
for the 500. Yeah, but
I mean, we've heard we know what your reaction was to that rework when all the Fords were taken out. But going on to next week at Atlanta, your homeboy Logano, dominant car of the day, having to go from the back to the front, gets wrecked for the second week in a row. So
Don't forget
Yeah.
he cheated. Don't forget he cheated.
Okay, for one, a glove is, I mean, yes,
Cheating.
technically is cheating, but I mean, if we're really being honest, how much of a difference will that really make?
Saying that he
Well,
got pole for both races, a good bit.
so
What Vidal got
So-
pulled for Atlanta.
they released today with those gloves that it wasn't up to like safety standards.
Yeah, so there was webbing in between the thumb and index finger, and since that was not SFIA approved, then that's what he got the penalty for.
Yeah, because it wasn't up to safety specs.
Yeah,
So what you're saying is they'll come back with a second version of it that works
That's
just
up
the
to
same.
safety standards.
That's up to safety standards, and then
I mean,
everybody will. stick
they
their
also
hand
released video
through
that
a
he
hole.
used it at Daytona as well.
Yeah,
Which is why he was so mind-blisteringly fast at Daytona compared to the rest of the
I
field.
don't know if a glove would make that much of a difference.
I
you
don't
never
think
know
he
with
realized how much the
aerodynamics.
slightest arrow.
Well, yeah, but I mean, every driver
Especially-
puts their hand up against the window, so
Yeah, but that webbing just adds more surface area.
yeah. Well, like I said, that wasn't a rule in the book before. It probably is now, but
No, it's been a rule. There's a rule where you can't have webbing. All five
Is it?
fingers need to be separated. Yeah.
mm,
I think
didn't
it was
know
a
that.
Junior Johnson thing that he tried it, but he tried it
Because I
with
feel like
like
Logano
he
wasn't.
didn't
the first
try
guy
it
to
with
do
a
this.
webbed glove, but he tried it with a mitt.
Gotcha.
Yeah, look at SHR and their penalty they got this
Oh
week.
yeah, but the roof.
The roof racks or whatever they are.
I can't remember what they're called.
It
But
ain't racing if you ain't cheating.
Reflectors.
yeah, the wind roof deflectors.
the Daytona 500, I mean, overall, the race itself, what do you guys would give it? Like a 1 out of 10? Like,
I give like a 6, maybe a 7. It wasn't super exciting, but it wasn't like a snooze fest either.
Yeah, Daytona.
Yeah, the 24 Daytona 500.
I'll go about maybe a 7, I guess. I mean, if they didn't wreck the big wreck at the end, if they didn't happen to have that, then it would be a decent. Then it might have been set up for a high points, but or my rating overall. But I can't give it that rating for wrecking and stuff all the damn time. That's kind of what
500?
frustrates me. Yeah.
I'll give it a solid 6.5.
Yeah.
I'll
Like
give that thing, I don't know, I'd give it like an 8, maybe a 10.
Even
It
with
wasn't-
the big wreck and the wreck
it
on lap
wasn't-
6.
yeah, it wasn't the best Daytona 500 I've ever watched, but it was a good one. Like it was good.
I don't know, maybe my thoughts are tilted because obviously
You were there.
I was at the racetrack, but for me, there was very little 2x2, or very little single file racing. It was a lot of 2x2 and 3x3 racing, and we wrecked on lap 5, coming on lap 6 or whatever. Sure, but up until the big wreck, we were green the entire way, and there was constant action throughout the field. The only gripe I'd say was just Daytona itself and not anything NASCAR related was just We got hot dogs for dinner that had no condiments on them.
Plain
That's
dogs.
it. We just had some plain old glizzies. I had 4 for dinner.
The plain glizzy.
But even that, I mean, the only thing I would take points off of was just because of the finish. I wish they would have raced it back, and you could definitely tell that NASCAR wanted to. Because if
There
it was
was no
just
way.
Chastain that spun, since he stayed below the line, they would have kept it green. But when Cindric came back up on the racetrack, that's when they had to throw the yellow. But yeah, so if Cindric stayed below the yellow line, they would have raced it back but he came back on the track, which caused him to throw to caution, which is a little frustrating. But I mean, other than 2022, it's been a good while since we haven't had something major happen at the end of the race.
35 points each for the roof rail deflectors.
Did you guys see the Xfinity penalties as well?
I haven't seen those yet.
JJ Yeagley's crew chief got suspended for 2 races for coming up and attacking Kyle Weatherman after the race.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't remember
Oh no.
the truck series. Oh, it was the truck series. So post race, JJ Yeagley, yeah. So crew chief Jason Miller suspended from the NASCAR Xfinity Series for the next 2 events after going up and attacking Kyle Weatherman, and Ryan Truex. Lug nuts were not properly installed, so crew chief Seth Shavka, I think I'm saying that right, got fined $5,000.
Yeah, and that would have gotten you disqualified in Formula One.
Kind of moving on from Daytona, Atlanta. Next week at Las Vegas, kind of where
What about the finish?
kind of what?
We forgot to talk about the finish. How do we forget that?
What?
At Atlanta.
Atlanta?
The finish at Atlanta. Like,
Yeah. 3 wide.
3 wide.
Somehow finding a way through the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe because I'm just moving on from this because I guess I am a Kyle Busch fan, so it kind of made me a little bit tilted to see that.
I mean, I was a Blaney fan. How do you think I feel?
I mean, I was looking at it from, I'm a Reddick fan, so
Oh, you didn't get a chance.
I didn't
I
even
just
have a
realized
chance.
accidentally.
I watched.
I
I was doing some fantasy stuff with a couple of my friends outside of this, and I was like talking to them, like, "Yeah, glad I didn't pick X, Y, and Z for this." And I ended up finishing like 3rd in the group of 4 in our fantasy points thing we're doing. So, yeah, it was a interesting day. It was still a good race, and I enjoyed that finish.
So just kind of looking at DraftKings Sportsbooks right now for what they have for Vegas. So they have, no doubt about it, they're going to have Larson at plus 400, Byron Hamlin plus 850, and then you have Blaney and Bell at 900. No doubt about it, this is probably Larson's best track because it is kind of fitting to the way he races. That and Homestead pretty similar, so kind of something I wanted to throw in for this series is kind of like you guys know about the over and under things that they talk about in sports. I kind of just made this up before we started, just out of random. So Larson, 1 stage win at Vegas, at least 1. Do you guys think he gets 1 or none? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I say 1 too.
I'd say he wins stage 2.
Actually, I might take the under on that one. I haven't seen much speed from him at I mean, I saw him once or twice at Atlanta, but well, then he got in the wreck. But I just kind of feel like that would be one to go under this race, and then maybe the next one.
Yeah, both. I like picking under for this, and I also like. Why would you rule out Larson at one of his best tracks? I mean, obviously you have 30 something other cars. Well, I wouldn't say all 30, but you have pretty much whoever's in the top 10 is gonna go for the stage. But to confirm my pick on this, I'm probably gonna say he does get a stage win for
Let's
Vegas.
go.
I'm going to say he doesn't win a stage. I think he's going to run well, and he's going to be close. But sometimes he overdrives the car a little bit. But other than, there could be a couple guys that are quick. Like, I think Denny Hamlin might be a very strong contender. Martin Truex might be a very strong contender. But we don't know with those new Toyotas yet.
Yeah, I mean, they look strong at the whether super speedways. Just haven't got a good glimpse of what they can do at the 1.5s and everything.
Yeah. So for all these picks, I'm gonna start to write them down so that we can talk about them next time we do this again. But yeah, so kind of mixed on Larson picking up at least one of the stages. Christopher Bell, top 5 finish. Yay or nay?
I think
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
I think that.
he's shown some pretty good speed, like consistent speed throughout the last 2 weeks. Granted, he didn't really get a chance to do anything at Atlanta, but I do feel like he's going to be pretty fast at Vegas.
I'm going to say yes because in the fall playoff race last season, he almost won it. He was one of the contending cars for the win. So I'm going to say yes on Christopher Bell getting a top 5. I'm going to go as far as saying top 3.
I'll add mine in there as well. I say Bell will end up top 5.
I'd say 6th place. I think he's going to get a top 10. Something's going to keep him out of the top 5. But also, you look at the past 2, not Vegas races, but the past 2 spring Vegas races, and both in 2022 and 2023, there was a late race caution that shook up the entire field. I mean, Kyle Busch and Truex getting, kind of screwed over in 22, and then Larson getting beaten by his teammate in 23. It's something to definitely look out for, but I'd say something like that would keep him out of the top 5. But I think if it doesn't come out, then for sure, probably a top 5, top 3.
Now for this next one I'm about to throw up, this one's probably going to be the most kind of, you're going to have mixed feelings about it. I mean, I had mixed feelings on if Larson was going to get a stage win. I mean, but like I said, why would you rule Larson out? I mean, I know he was good the last 2 weeks when he wasn't, screwed over or in trouble. But that is Ty Gibbs' top 10 finish. Are we over or under on that?
Under. Say doesn't even crack the top 15.
It's just, I don't know. Just not feeling it.
He's a good driver, don't get me wrong, but he still has a lot to prove.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to kind of take the easy one on this. I say under for Gibbs.
I'm going to say he gets a top 10. He's in Joe Gibbs equipment. you cannot overlook anything that comes out of the Joe Gibbs shop. And B, as much as I hate Ty Gibbs, he has raw talent. As much as I hate him, he can drive a race car.
So I'll try to remember those, and we'll talk about them next week. And I'll try to throw in some oddball questions for when we do that again. So thank you guys for your input on that. Oh wait, we didn't talk about early race picks to win. How are we feeling about that? First mile and a half on the schedule. Who do we like at Vegas?
Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney. And I'd say I'm going to throw an oddball in there. And I'm going to say Ross Chastain. I'd say those are the four. I'm going for Larson. But I wouldn't count out either of those others.
I'm going to say
Very good.
William Byron, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, maybe Kyle Busch as kind of like a oddball, because sometimes RCR is hit or miss on the mile and a halves. So that one's a little bit of a long shot, even though it's Kyle Busch. It's RCR mainly. So those are like my 4 picks.
I have an interesting pick for this one. Though he is high up on, the whole betting situation on DraftKings. But when it comes to the community, probably not. I'm going to say Denny Hamlin for a race win at Vegas.
No, maybe Kansas, but not Vegas.
I'll say I think I like Kyle Busch. I know I like most of the Hendrick drivers for the picks. Probably say Byron and maybe Bowman, because he seems to show up at the end of a lot of races. I mean, I prefer Christopher Bell to be a pick for JGR if I pick him. Blaney's not a bad Penske driver who I like at 1.5, so he looks like he's going to be good for a showing. And I'll throw in Tyler Reddick just because I just don't know with him at this track, but he seems to do good if he's not getting screwed over by Goodyear or other things. That's just my bias, but
Now that you mention it, Reddick would be kind of, I'd say he would be a contender for top 5. I mean, we don't know. I mean, saying a Toyota would win early on in the season is kind of hard because you don't really see that now recently. I mean, I know the car has changed now going in this year, but it's Toyota. I mean, really, they don't fire off until like late in the regular season, and then they really take off, during the playoffs. But I kind of like Tyler Reddick in the situation of Vegas. So,
I mean, you can't rule out. Last time Toyota introduced a new car, they went out and won the championship, and one of their drivers ended up getting, 8 wins on the season. So we could see a repeat of that, but with Ford also ruling out a new car when they rolled out the Mustang.
are you talking about Harvick?
I mean, when they rolled out the Mustang in 2019, they were off to a promising start, but it really didn't kick in until year 2. So
yeah,
it's a real crapshoot with these new bodies. Chevy not changing could work to their advantage. I mean, obviously they've swept both races so far, with the Toyotas dominating the Clash and Ford's dominating the high banks and super speedways until some big accident. I think Chevy right now, although with their 2 wins, could also be the worst manufacturer. So it's a big crapshoot for who's truly in front right now.
talking about what's going around on Forza Motorsport, right now. We'll go ahead and start with the March update because, next week is March pretty much. So, yeah, so they've announced that the whole car progression system is going to change, that all the locked part mechanics will start at level 1 for every car. Once you do in fact purchase the car, you can start installing the upgrades and stuff like that. Is it someone help me out on this, is it that you use
can
your credits to purchase
you
the
can
car points?
Purchase car points with
Yeah,
credits.
so basically, they're making it so that level 1, every part's unlocked. And then you can use your in-game credits to exchange that for car points that then you can use to purchase the upgrades.
Like a casino. You
Kind
literally
of.
just give them cash, they give you chips, you go off.
And lose chips.
And then don't get your cash back.
Gambling bad.
Okay, before we continue what is going on our March update, we have someone who's going to be joining us late. We're not surprised that he is.
Thank you for having me.
Larry, how are you doing?
I've been up and down here and there, but doing all right.
All right, well, before you joined, we were talking about the newest update in March. That is the car progression system on the new Forza. So whenever you want to chip in on any of the topics, you're more than welcome to. But do we all, obviously the change is good because I don't like having to literally AFK my cars to get what I need to put on it. But do we like the new system coming up next month?
Yep.
I think
I
it's
love
great.
it.
I'm fine with it.
Great.
It helps leagues establish cars, upgrades and stuff easier. So
Yeah, I kind of
like Red said, you're not sitting for watching your car drive around for 2.5 hours on the AI mode. Your car to get to level 50 or whatever high leveling, or you're driving your car.
Along with that, I think it's also the fact that now, if someone wants to go and play, in an online private lobby, they don't have to, or even, some of the open class public lobbies, they don't have to worry about getting their ass kicked by the same car that's been upgraded just because, whether it's work or school or something, and they're not able to, get every car in the game up to level 50. I think this is a big help because you can race long races and get decent amount of credits, but you're obviously not going to be able to do that for every car. So I think this change is going to help with the casual player base along, and not only just leagues.
As an individual that owns 20 Oldsmobile Cutlasses, I like this update.
Unnecessary amount. Just
All different paint schemes, but you know what? Each and every chassis that I have is unique and special. Because I can say, oh, I won this race in that car. Oh, this is who I beat to win this race in that car. It's amazing.
I wouldn't go as far as to get 20 of the same car, but
That's a bit excessive, but
yeah, fair enough.
Hey,
To each
it's
their
my
own.
credit. It's my credits. I can spend them however I
Yeah.
want.
for somebody that has over 50 Chevy Corvettes for this upcoming JRL league, just gonna say it's a pain in the ass trying to get them into level 2. Once I finish with the paint scheme, then I gotta race, and then I gotta put the parts I needed to put. For this is gonna be a good breaker for me because I hate literally just doing the paint scheme, then I gotta race it, and then I gotta upgraded, and then. But for me, the best thing I could do is not buy cars anymore, because later on in the future we're gonna need money to get more cars and stuff. Best thing what I've just been doing is I just use the same car and do paint schemes and just save them on the design catalog. That's what I normally do now. But since I learned since the last game of Forza Motorsport 7, I have a record here. Hold up, let me just get my book.
She's got a whole book.
I mean, here's the thing though, with doing the paint scheme stuff, considering the last update basically made it slow as all hell for no reason. I wouldn't go through the process of doing that right now.
For the people who know me, if there's ever been like if there's ever been like a time that I got shout out for no reason for having the most paint schemes in one video game, I currently hold, I don't know if you count this as a record, but with the same number, with the same brand, just multiple paint schemes, I have over 1,578 paint schemes in one game alone with just one car.
I would like to add on to that, to confirm that, yes, that is true. He has like over 900 Chevy NASCARs on his main account on Forza 7, and he decided to make an alternate account just for paint schemes on that game.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
I don't know why I did it. I just told myself, hey, you know what? This is nice. This is good. I like it. It helps me cools off. But the thing that I kind of hate about the paint schemes is now it's kind of getting, it's not that interesting like how it was before. But now as I
over 1,000 of them.
Yeah, if you want to pinpoint to that, then yeah.
I just want to make it known that 90% of his paint schemes are either the same thing recolored or a replica of a real life scheme that he just slapped his LAR Motorsports logo on.
Doesn't matter.
Calling him out.
Paint scheme,
really.
I'll give him, but
not really per se. Because
I mean, I could draw a straight line on a piece of paper 1,000 times. It's quality over quantity.
Well, if you want to call it that, yeah, you could call it that. But there's at least like a few paint scheme that I actually brought up the idea. If there is this one car, well, I got to get the picture of the car. There was this one NASCAR. It was a Hershey's car. If there's people in the JRL that knows, this car I've been racing in the JRL
that car
for the past 4 years, I believe 4 to 3 years, or probably 3 years. Every single time I race at Homestead, I have to run this car because we all know a lot of people hate this car, but at the same time, it's a car in a memory lane. It's a type of car that you will never forget. Oh, there he goes again with that horrible Hershey's car. People say they hate it, but I love it. Why? Because that car literally took me less than 20 minutes to make. Put some sponsors, did the design really quickly, added a Hershey's logo, and then some other fake sponsor called Believe and a eagle right on top of it, and boom, I called it the Hershey's car. I have won only, actually no, I don't think I've ever won with the Hershey's car, which is kind of sad, but I came into difficult times trying to win that race. But 3 top 5s in a row at Homestead, it's well, you can't really beat that. Well, some could, some can, but for me, that's kind of a record, especially for just one car known in the entire JRL series. That's one.
Since we're on the topic with you and the whole paint scheme stuff, would you? I don't think anyone else knows this. I think you and I know this. You were not funded by this local company of yours, but you asked them if you wanted to put their logo on your car for the game. And can you explain that, the whole Dirt Dog situation?
I remember that. I remember it was kind of a controversy too. I remember that day so much when back in the day, Sunday Night Racing League decided to do this BMW / Chevy Cruise GP circuit league, whatever you call it. And luckily, I knew a guy, and I knew the supposedly a slight ownership of Dirt Dog, because there was this one store by my house near Los Angeles where there's a Dirt Dog location, and I happily know the owner of that place. He was one of my homies, his friends, and I told up to him like, hey, what's it called? I'm gonna be racing in this league, and it's gonna be viewed by like at least 100 people. If it could be possible, if I could get sponsored or if I could use your logo into my car, and for like it could help you and it could help me. And I said if that's okay or not. Then he said, yeah, sure, no problem. So once the day happened, once the race began, I was like at least comfortable in the third place position. There was this one guy who was really fast, and I got really worried. But not to mention, this race was televised in a Dirt Dog too, the same place where I went to go tell the owner. He was actually putting the race on TV on Twitch, and people were getting mistaken, like, oh, who's Larry? Like my full name is Cuauhtemoc, but like for other people who knows me on the internet or online, they call me Larry because of my old username that I used to have. And after people saying, oh, Larry's taking the lead, or Larry's doing this type of move, or he's about to finish in first place, people were saying, who's Larry? Until they realized, oh, it was me. They just called me Larry because nobody could pronounce my full name.
Yeah, check out this
Happily,
guy. Who's this guy? Never heard of him.
Happily, magically, I don't know how I did it. I won that race. It was a controversy, but I won that race. Once I went back to Dirt Dog, the store, the owner comes up to me, gives me the most strongest handshake known to man, almost breaking my hand. He was like, thank you, man, thank you. There was like 5 people out of the people who were watching the stream came in, watched the race, and watched it on their phone too. The moment they saw Dirt Dog win the race, they sent me a video. I saw it, and I could just see the owner's like face, just like cheering and just clapping. I was like, dude, this is great. I went to the store, shook the owner's hand. Then after that, he gave me 3 hot dogs for free. Then he said, whenever you come by, dogs are on me. I'm like, oh shit, oh good, I got free hot dogs, free wieners. Like, okay, no problem. So there was this one day where everything ended. Me and the partnership with Dirt Dog. It was that time on 2020 or I believe 2021 where things got a little bit dicey between Black Lives Matter and LGBTQ and all that type of stuff. And it was a day where I believe 1 month or 2 months after Kobe Bryant died, there was this one Instagram page where it says, say your most offensive comments. And so I said something about my PlayStation crashing down just like Kobe Bryant. And the owner saw that, took offense, contacted me, and say he wanted to end all partnerships. And I was like, shit, what the fuck did I do? And I trying to regain that sponsorship. And I say, hey, look, I apologize. It was just a dark humor. The reason why he got mad because he was a huge Kobe Bryant fan. He adored him since he was like probably in his teenage years or something like that. Like his entire inside the store was full of Kobe Bryant T-shirts, photos, autographs, and I kind of offended him because of that. And once I went back to Dirt Dog, tried to regain like that free hot dog, he charged me, and I was like, yeah, I lost a good sponsorship. But I did do a clothing brand with them, with LAR Motorsports and Dirt Dog. I sold like around 7 T-shirts and 2 hoodies, which was kind of nice. Now as I go over there, me and the owner, we're still good friends, but he was just not happy. But the good thing is he does have one of my hoodies hanged up on the wall, and I just put a fake signature that I have. Like I still don't have my personal signature, but I just go and boom. That's how I lost my sponsorship with Dirt Dog. I mean, I do, but at the same time, it keeps changing. Like I don't know which one I like.
Oh, for me, I've had the same signature since I was, I think, like 8 or 9.
Yeah, but after that, Sunday night, the Sunday night racing stuff just like completely ended, and like we never raced again. But at the end of the season, I didn't even win. I only won that the first race that I won with Dirt Dog. That was the only race. And then after that, I just said, you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna race anymore. I'm done. And yeah, that's basically the story how I lost a perfectly good sponsor and hot dogs.
So was this around the time where Sunday Night Racing? I know is like your league. Uh, was when you said Chevy Cruze, was that like the touring car like series we did for like
Yep.
a short period of time? Okay, because I was
Yep.
confused on that because you said like BMW something. I don't remember.
That's where I added the BMW because there was this one kid called Halo. He was like complaining about not having a BMW. So I go, you know what? Just for you, I'm gonna add it. And so I added it.
Like our Halo or a different Halo?
Our Halo.
Ah, makes sense. I'm surprised you didn't complain about Mitsubishi.
Oh, yeah, but I did have fun racing back then because I think back then is where I was in my prime, like kind of winning constantly nonstop. Till the downfall in 2021, 2022 is where I just basically gave up because like it just got boring. And when I was racing again 2023, Jesus Christ, I was horrible. Not even on first lap. I qualified like I believe in third place. I was racing in this league and a nationwide series. I come back after like a full year, qualified like I believe in fifth place. In the first lap, I got all the way to the end, all the way to dead last. I tried going back up, and I
Isn't
just
that
kept falling
Sonoma?
back down. Yeah, it was on Sonoma.
Yeah, I remember.
And then
that.
after that, I just said, you know what? I lost my talent. F that. I'm out of here. And then at the end of the race, I got penalized for no reason. Like, oh, okay, I see how it is.
Yeah,
And I
penalized
never
for
raced again.
incorrect regulations.
It was just a banner. It was the logo of the
Okay, for
nationwide
context, I am co-owner of his league, and we run mandatory banners and logos.
logo. It wasn't even on purpose.
So, although we gave him about a 2-day, not even 2-day, probably I'd say like 5-day heads up. Not to mention he asked if his logos were okay, and we were like, no, run ours. Shows up for the race with the wrong banner, and then complains about getting penalized. And you know what I say to that? I'll see you in season 5, buddy. I will see you in JRL season 5.
And at the end of the race, I didn't even race. I just retired at that point. I'm like, you know what? Nah, this shit ain't for me. Until I heard that JRL is bringing back NASCAR, and I was like, all right, bet. Let's do this. We did the clash, qualified in first, and I just got robbed right there. I don't know how he saved it. He just completely cock blocked me. I was about to make it in, and he just completely slapped it out of my legs, bro.
Nastiest
And
block
I was-
I've ever pulled on anyone.
Best block.
I was so surprised that he did not crash. I was so surprised. If he would have spun, the person behind me would have won. But either way, I was not gonna let this kid win, and he just won. And I was really pissed off because of that. Because that would have been my comeback. I was really good at super speedways back then, and now I'm like, I'm mid. But now since I've been training up a little bit more, doing my old routes. Basically now playing video games constantly now. I've been getting good at this other game, NASCAR Heat 5. Started playing more and more and more, beating other people. And honestly, it looks like I'm becoming good again. I'm getting back in my grind, trying to do a one last prime before I actually fully retire. Because just one time where I'm actually going to go to North Carolina and not bring my Xbox or anything.
I think the best times I personally had racing was when I was terrible on Forza, and that was around early 2021.
2021. Yeah.
That's when I met Halo and Larry, and we just started messing around on Forza, making YouTube videos and stuff. But
There's
yeah,
some deep fried content where that comes from.
but me personally, now that I'm more involved in Forza in its community now, it's kind of hard to have some fun now. I mean, hear me out. I mean, like if you race, for example, in the big dogs like Tora, and all these other places. I mean, I know I'm gonna get beat, but it's still fun to know that I have something to chase after for. That the crown is not fully up for grabs because in time everyone's just getting it faster and faster. So um,
Just one thing that I remember back then when we all first met. I think I still have the video back in my YouTube channels where we did. Was it hide and seek or was it tag?
it was tag.
That
It was
that
tag.
cursed video. Are you guys gonna bring that one up?
Yeah. I mean, hey, didn't we used to hang out with this one dude called JGR? He brought a minor to the party.
Okay, you say that like you guys are all like 30-year-olds. You gotta make it. You're making it look so much worse for yourself.
No. Okay, because listen. Hear me out, okay? Hear me out.
She was 12.
Hear me out.
I will not
that
hear
type
you
of
out.
Hear me out.
I will not
that
hear
type
you
of-
out on
It's
that.
not that type of hear me out. It's a
She
different
was
type of hear
12.
me out.
She was 12.
She was 12.
For context, she was.
That was a fucking curveball because I low key thought she was like at least 17 when I was
Okay,
18.
buddy,
Like okay, that was perfectly fine.
You're
Until
digging
I
for
asked the
gold,
question, "How old are you?" She responded with 12 years old, and I said, "How the fuck is that? How the fuck does a 12-year-old know what sloppy toppy is? What type of fucking where does she
Okay.
live at?"
All right.
Yeah,
Hey.
all right.
I do this on the
Alrighty.
podcast. You have to cut this part out.
Oh no, it's good. I'm pretty sure it doesn't stop there. Not at the YouTube videos and stuff. I think me, you, and Halo were playing Heat 5 one day a few years back.
Yeah, I said there's nothing wrong if I'm 19, if a girl is at least 17 or 18. It's perfectly fine. It's just a 2 age difference. I mean, that's normal everywhere. You just wait till she's 18 and then you make the move. Right now, like, oh, you want to hold my hand? Okay, perfect, no problem. Yeah. Hi, I'm this. I'm dating your daughter, even though that we're not officially a thing.
All right, California Police Department. You've got the voice recordings. I want my money, please. I got the bounty.
Hey, but it's okay. It's
Larry's
okay
going behind
though.
bars.
I mean,
want my
it's okay.
13,000
I've learned my lesson. I've been to jail like one time, but you know,
Excuse
You
me?
might want to clarify on that. What did you go to jail for?
basically street racing, and I almost hit a car that had a mother.
Reckless driving.
Basically, yeah, but it's California, you know, it's a common thing. But it's her fucking fault. It was her
Okay.
fault.
All right.
But at the same time, I got off with no penalties, no anything. I just went into the sale.
Guys,
for
I
like
went
at
to
least
jail.
50
I got
days.
off with no penalties.
Well, I went to jail and I went to court. I just been on the block for like at
It's
least
like
like
saying
4
you
days.
didn't get suspended, but you got in-school suspension. Like,
Basically, if you want to call it basically like that, I didn't went to prison. I just went to jail. In the jail cell, they hold me, testified in court, and well, I just paid a small little fine.
did
of
you
like
stay
at
there
least, like,
overnight?
yeah, for 4 days. It was the worst
Okay,
experience
so
of my
yes,
life.
that is.
You actively
All right.
went to jail. Like you didn't get off of
Actually,
anything.
yeah, but I wasn't in that big jail where like at least a bunch of Tyrones were right behind me when I'm taking a shower. Hell no. Good thing I was not there. I was in just county jail, the safest jail.
Jail is still jail, dude.
Jail. I know jail is jail, but you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I did my time. I'm clean now. I'm not doing that stuff. So now
Literally
I'm
came across too slow. You sure about that?
It's
bud?
definitely like.
I am.
Sorry,
I am.
I literally saw your time slips when you went to the jack ship. You're
I
slow.
just want you guys to know his card is 25 miles an hour tops downhill
With the wind
Downhill.
pushing it.
Prius. I don't drive a Prius, so I'm
with
chilling.
a bunch of headwind. No, Priuses gap you.
Nah, they don't. I got a
With a bunch of
CSL
headwind,
BMW.
with a bunch of
M3.
headwind going downhill.
No, okay, Larry.
He
Here's
gets
how they're
like,
faster than you. They can actually move more than a mile without breaking down.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I raced my BMW and nothing has happened. It overheated one time because my thermostat and my water pump gave out because I pushed the car higher than I needed to push. So I replaced that with titanium parts and more metal, non-breaking parts. Now it's
Okay.
doing perfectly fine. That's what I'm saying.
Titanium's heavy, so the best thing you really wanted to replace it with that's actually cheaper would have been magnesium. So seems like a bad.
You know, at the end of the day, I got it from eBay. Okay, that's
Oh, so it's gonna last 6 minutes before it breaks. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I get a full time warranty, so I'm
or
good.
whatever it is.
But at the same time, like I said, it is what it is. Like, we only live once. I'm not just gonna be sitting here playing video games all day, just like, oh, you guys crushed me.
Miners.
I'm not Lightning McQueen. I'm sorry.
I'm not Lightning.
What does that even mean?
Lightning McGoomer. Search that up.
I'm not doing that.
Do not
Anyways.
search that up.
I'm not doing that. I don't trust a single man. As Mitch
Is
says.
it as bad as the rat
No,
video?
no.
we're not doing that.
Why?
I was waiting
JJ,
for
you
someone.
called it.
I was waiting for someone to bring that up, and he did it.
We are not doing that.
Leave it to
Please,
No,
oh God.
Leave it to Austin.
Hey, JJ, did you show him USA Crime? Did you show him that?
I told them about that when we had that conversation the other night, but I doubt anyone looked up that. That's like worse.
Larry,
than-
I'm not looking up anything you tell me to. Not a single thing.
I'm
don't
your
trust
boss. I am
You
your
guys ever
boss.
watched
You
the
need to
Human
listen to
Crayon
me.
video?
I don't trust half the people in this fucking party right now.
Hey.
You don't
Well,
trust me?
don't look in the
Oh,
NSFW chat.
Why?
Don't
What
look
have I
in there.
done?
I just
No, don't look in
know.
there.
You're black.
Okay.
That's crazy. All right, moving on.
Anyway, for
All right,
anyone
so-
that would like to have, I guess.
USAcrime.com.
Shut up. Anyone that would like to have any sort of context on what the hell we're talking about, you probably need to join our Discord to see what we're
Don't
talking
do it.
about.
It's
don't
not
do it.
something we can talk about
yes.
on the podcast.
It's
It is
not
really
some-
not.
Use the rats to plug the server. I like it.
We cannot show that particular video, nor can we go into detail on what happened in that video. So
We're
we'll
gonna
move
get
on.
canceled if we do.
If we could just leave a small little detail on
I
it.
No,
think
no,
the
no, no.
biggest thing we can tell you is the R in RZX now stands for rat, but that's
Oh,
fine.
God.
no.
For context, just picture Linguini and
No.
and they make Oswald from that one shitty movie. I don't know what's it called.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. For the rats.
Why?
Okay, we're not starting this.
Who thought this was going to be a good idea to bring him on the podcast?
JJ. Why did you do this?
Help.
Hey, we're all here for a good time. That's it.
Anyway, since now that you say that, the reason we've featured Rewar and Larry for this episode is we kind of wanted to talk about, a group or team, whatever you want to call them, that has been kind of racing with RZX for the past few years, and definitely one of the greatest friends I've definitely had on Xbox for the longest time, and that's LAR Motorsports. That's Rewar and Larry's, I guess, duo kind of team that they have going on. So Larry, just kind of, switching over to, obviously you started, correct me if I'm wrong, you started the team mainly because of the go-karts, is that correct?
So basically how my team started at LAR Motorsports, it started way before the go-karts. Before I got Xbox, I had the Xbox One or the Xbox Series X. I had a PlayStation 3 and an Xbox 360. Back then when I was more focused into like the grid racing games or NASCAR, those type of games, I created my own little like team called LAR Motorsports, because at first back then, just like how my nickname's Larry, but in this world, people used to call me Lalo, And so since I put LAR, first it was Lalo's Advanced Racing Team, but now it just turned into Lalo Arana's Racing Team, or Lalo Arana Racing Motorsports. And after that, I just stuck with LAR since like I believe 2014, 2015. And after that, I just kept putting LAR over everything, even though my name's no longer Lalo. But at the same time, I've been thinking about it switching it to CAR. But I just find LAR a little bit more intrigue, a little bit more catchy
What team
than
do you
just
drive
saying
for? Car.
pretty much. Pretty
Car.
much. Like, oh, what car do you drive? I drive a Chevy for Car Motorsports. Oh, what type of car is it? It's car. There you go. That's why I didn't choose that. If people said, "Oh, what team do you race for?" I choose LAR Motorsports. Sounds a little bit more professional. Just like the NASCAR, if they put JTG or JJR like that, they make it a little bit more interesting. Putting CAR doesn't really sound that interesting, but if you put LAR, sounds a little bit more better, like a little bit more cooler. That's why I kept with LAR. And with the go-kart, they did tell me one time when I did my first race on the go-karts, what team do you race for? I was going to go into one of my other friends' team, but at the same time, well, I wanted my team to expand, so I said LAR Motorsports. After that day, then 2 races later, this one kid came by, and he told me he wanted to be part of my team. And I told him, well, I don't really have a team. It was just a name so I could sign up for the racing. He said, that's no problem. I just want to be part of a team. He joined in. Now we're under like 4 years, 4 to 3 years already together, racing on the go-karts, like side by side. He has more wins than me, surprisingly, since he's, I kind of trained him a little bit. Better than me, teach him more tricks. Now he's racing in the Scuzas, like nationals, all that type of stuff, and I'm just right here watching him and just playing video games. Because supposedly I inspired that kid, but at the end of the day, like he just kept winning more and more and more. And after that, LAR Motorsports just like completely just stayed open until I believe like a year ago when I was playing again NASCAR in the JRL. I was racing in Daytona. I had my buddy here, Rewar. He was, I believe, just Rewar 77 or at a different name. And me and him started working together. And I believe that when me and him started working together and better and better and better, a few months go by, he texted me, "Hey, is it okay if I could be in your team?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Go ahead." And I literally told him, it's up to you. You want to change your name. Personally, you could keep your name. That's no problem. You want to keep your manufacturer? That's no problem. I have no rules. And I was like, oh, perfect. And what happens a few months later? Then he changes his name to LAR Reward. Like, all right, bet I actually have a teammate.
You say it like that's a bad thing.
No, it's a good thing.
No. Well, to be fair, like I said, my main thing with Larry is like we work well together in JRL. And I was trying to find a team for NASCAR specifically that would let me run a Ford. And the vast majority of teams don't run Ford. Like, I don't think I've seen any other team with more than one guy in it that runs Ford. So I just went to Larry. I was like, hey, hear me out.
Steer well.
We work well together. I wasn't like, this is when he was still racing consistent. Like, we work well together. And let me hop on the team. And, well, the rest is history. I've been there for since I think it was like May of 23 is when I asked.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we're getting close to a year.
I mean, he has more wins than me.
That's because I actually show up.
Literally. Like, he has more wins than me, either in the JRL or in the nationwide. But outside of those, obviously I got more.
Well, other leagues too. MEA, XRS. Like, I've been all around the place.
But for just like between these two leagues, he has more wins than me, and I'm actually really happy. When I heard when he got his first win in the JRL, I was so happy for him. I was really happy. Like, dude, my teammate got a win in a JRL, one of the most toughest like things or leagues that you could race in my opinion. It's really hard to. to get a
Yes.
win.
And I want to say it was like handed to me, but this is the JRL Supercar Series on 8 when that game first came out, Motorsport 8. And
Oh, yeah, that one.
Ring.
it was just 3 people, and
Mhm.
JJ kind of just let me have it. So, I mean, make of that as you will. Well, actually, I have 2 because I also wait. Did I? Nix. The race of Silverstone. I can't remember. Did I win or did you win? I think it was. Was it?
I think you won.
Because
I don't know. The only thing I remember was my attempt to jump you guys at the Nürburgring.
So I won at Silverstone, and then the next race at Nürburgring GP. Me and JJ were fighting, and then Nix decided to just because at the Nürburgring GP coming up to the final handful of corners, there's that massive hill you can just fly off of, and he almost caught up to us by doing that. He flew up and over, landed back on the track, and damn near caught us because we were too busy fighting each other. And I damn near screwed up because I was looking behind me, and I just see him flying through the air. And then I clip the inside grass, and I get sideways. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta focus.
Yeah, but hearing like Reward winning, like that brings joy to my heart. Because now we know that this team has really good potential of like winning races, even though we're not 100% like strong like JRL winning basically every single race and having like 50 cars against 2 people. Like, okay,
Well, I mean,
at least.
and to be fair, for a team our size, I mean, we're both consistent top 10 drivers, like easily. And most of the time, I mean, I've gotten a decent number of top 5s and podiums along with those wins. Like, I've slowly been getting better since I joined the team, and just having, I don't know, have someone to just back me up. Even though you might not be racing, just having somebody that's behind you and that's willing to actually, give you advice or, just like I said, just back you up in general. It's really nice to have, and it's definitely improved my driving. And with both of us on the Earth Check, I think we're going to have a great season 5 if you actually stick around this time.
Well, I mean, JJ, I don't know if you have any. I don't know if you have stats for NASCAR for JRL in previous seasons for Rewar, but we can look back in Nationwide. A lot of promises, or just a lot of promising results for you, obviously. If I pull up our NASCAR winners, we have season 4. You came home with a 6th place finish. And the points just barely missing out on the championship 4. Overall, getting 6,118 points throughout the season, along with getting a bronze medal and a P3 in our GT series. And in season 3, although it was, your first season, you did end up, coming home with a top 30, finishing 30th in the points. So
yeah, because I think in season 3 I went around like what, maybe 1 or 2 races at the very end of it.
Had 1 start.
Yeah, because I think I've raced the final at Homestead for season 3, and then I ran all of season 4.
Even just going to season 4, your stats for that, you started off season 2 8th place finishes, missed Sonoma, but then came out with 12th, 7th, missed Watkins Glen, but 11th, 8th, and then you just started getting your consistency in. 8th, 7th, 8th, 10th, 9th, 7th, 7th. You won the regular season finale at Daytona. 7th, 7th, 5th, 7th place, 7th place, 5th, 7th.
A lot of 7s.
And 9th. I mean, the consistency is there, and the speed is too. We even look into this season, and this is points before the most recent race at the Le Mans Bugatti circuit. But you're currently sitting 4th in the points with a 5th, a 3rd, a 9th, and a 6th. And
for that, I could relate to. If JJ could like go back to all the races I've raced, he can literally see rarely, I come in below the top 5. If JJ just like looks at every single race where I finish, all you're just basically gonna see are top 5s. Am I right, JJ? And there was this every single time, I believe season 3 or season 4, the JRL, I don't know how many seasons they are, how I got so pissed at JJ that one time, how I kept getting first place in practice and first place in qualifying, kept getting poles and everything, but no points. But when the race happens, I get screwed. And JJ knows this.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
see.
that's kind of on the lines of, are you good enough to race fast people, or like are you a hot lapper? Pretty much. I mean NASCAR is kind of hard to win on Forza, in my opinion. But I feel like the more races you run, the more easier it'll be in the tougher leagues that you sign up for. Will definitely help you out. But yeah, I do confirm that.
Multiple top fives, but no nominee like, oh, here's Larry having the most top fives out of everybody else.
I mean, it's not always about winning a guy. It's just racing, especially on a video game. Like,
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, but like at least for me, I don't have to win every race or even get top every race to have a good time. As long as I'm consistent and I'm getting better, I feel like that's what really matters.
I know if JJ remembers, there was that the first win that I won was kind of controversial, but the second win that I got in the JRL, I think JJ knows which one it is. The one at Sonoma between Halo and Mayhem. After that race, bro,
When
like
they wrecked
you just
each other.
when they wreck each other and you just hear me screaming, hell yeah, finally I did it, let's go, just screaming the top of my lungs out. I was literally crying that day. Yeah, I was crying that I actually won a race without like completely like ruining everybody's strategy. And that was like the best day ever. Like the best day ever.
So now, since we're kind of on the discussion of Forza leagues in general, most of you guys know about JRL having, in fact, a fifth season of NASCAR on Forza 7, which might be the final time we'll do this. We don't know if if it becomes popular enough this season, but Nix, I know you were kind of excited about it, but are you going to abandon me in the booth to race it yourself, or do I need to come in there and kick your ass?
Nick, just stay with JJ. At least give the people who don't know how to race actually get a win.
I mean, with the NASCAR series coming up, I think Nix might want to come try and kick my ass.
Because here's the thing. I mean, we get it. Like Nix and JJ and like other people else are like the fastest ones, but like us back markers, come on. Look what happened to Daytona with Ultra. Yeah.
Ultra
Yeah,
Razor, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a problem. Rama too, if he decides to show up.
I mean,
We're
how
all
we
gonna be-
kind of.
Okay, what I'm gonna say
I guess I'm a
about-
dark horse then.
What I'm gonna say about Rama is he's a really good like hot lapper, but when it comes to racing, he can sometimes choke under the pressure.
Oh no, you're saying this live on stream too.
We have
I know.
an inter-team rivalry going on here.
Oh no.
Like last night
I'm
in
all for it.
FSRX.
Oh god.
Coming
you're
into
calling
turn
him out
5
too.
at Road America. He's trying to pass me in a tune that has very shitty brakes, and he locks him up and spins, handing me the win. So
Shots
Rama,
fired.
Now, is
I'm
that-
sorry,
is that
but
folding
Rama,
under
I'm
pressure?
sorry. That is
I mean-
folding under pressure.
Is that folding under pressure, or is that going for it when you've got nothing else in the tank? I mean, I've definitely done stuff like that before, and I never had pressure for it. I just, liked what I had and wanted to go for more. But even when you bring up league stuff like that, I think just overall, especially this season of JRL Season 5, whether it's Rama with his raw like speed and talent, myself, JJ, Ultra, always typical front runners. You making your debut in a JRL NASCAR season. You know, Rior and Larry definitely being, kind of dark horses, but still fast enough to come back. Obviously, Larry's coming back with his debut. And even other drivers, I have a good feeling like King Cameron's gonna come. And a lot of the guys that I race with are gonna pop in as well.
MVP.
I'd say MVP coming back. I wouldn't doubt if Mayhem does a race or two just for good time's sake, maybe like a Daytona or something. But I mean, hell, I'm gonna say it. Get ready for the most competitive JRL NASCAR season yet. I wouldn't doubt if we have a new winner every race.
I'll be happy to win a race, just one.
Just one.
Considering who can potentially enter, I'd be happy with just one win.
Yeah, there's a very real possibility we can have a new winner pretty much every race. That's more than plausible. So it should be very interesting. I'll say that.
Winner signups?
This
So
summer.
the season will start in summer, around the summertime, kind of in the June, July area. The reason we're pushing it that far back is mainly because I want to get a lot of people interested on this because of the decline of Forza 7 right now. Kind of really all the fast guys have moved on to new game or just stopped playing Forza at all. But the guys like us, I mean, we're still going back to it because, I mean, I feel like, in my opinion, the funnest times I do have fun racing is, in fact, NASCAR, but it isn't my favorite type of racing. And I'm pretty sure Nix and others can say that. But, yeah, just kind of waiting it out for now to see if we can push the popularity into the series. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I'm waiting for a high downforce, high speed open wheel league, whether that's super formulas that might be added to the new game or
AMR
even
Pro.
staying on 7.
Or we could just do again the Formula Mazda series.
No, too low of horsepower. Fun, but too low of horsepower. I want raw.
We still haven't done the Homestead. That was the race I was waiting for.
So you're
built a
advocating.
package.
So you're advocating for the AMR Pro series to start up?
No, because I want racing. I don't want hot lapping.
We have the 90s Formula One cars.
That's still close.
Those and they're kind of iffy in the new game. They're not really. I don't want to say that they're not like fun to race or like competitive wise. They're just kind of dull for what we're trying to get at here. It's just because none of these Formula One cars are like in that weird transition period where they went from all analog to digital, and they just they just drive weird. I don't think they make for good racing on Forza. Or I think it's the only game that's out right now that even has those cars.
Side note, that's a little tangent. I got hungry, and we don't have ice cream in the house anymore. But I have a full thing of whipped cream.
Oh god!
So I decided to grab a bunch of oranges from my fridge, and now I'm putting whipped cream on oranges. They taste exactly like creamsicles, and it is mwah. just put like Ready Whip on an orange, or just take a bite, like a tangerine or a clementine or something. I tell you, it will not disappoint.
I have to try that.
I'm good. I can just get ice cream from the store and be happy.
I was in a party, I think it might have been last night. I was in a party with Europa. I don't think this is true, but it is a rumor coming from Europa that he randomly said that IndyCar is going to be added to this new game.
I mean, at some point, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, maybe not anytime soon, But I definitely, I mean, because this is supposed to be what the last motorsport that they're going to make. So I have a feeling that if we're just patient enough, we'll get all the big, big series to come in. Like we already have a new series in the game with Trans Am, so I definitely don't doubt IndyCar or even other open wheel series like Super Formulas or even like Formula 2, Formula 3, some other open wheel series make their way in.
I mean, you never know with Alpine if they're still sponsored by Microsoft. You could get something going. Or if that's Aston. I can't remember if they changed. It's been a little bit.
It was Renault before, which is now Alpine, so.
Yeah, I still think it's Microsoft. Let's see, let me look.
You know, I think overall leagues in the future, obviously we talked about in episode 1, still uncertain, but I think everything right now still outweighs all the bad. I think the good outweighs the bad, and I think we've got a lot in store. Whether it's Forza Motorsport 7, Forza Motorsport 8, or hell, even moving to a proper simulator like ACC or iRacing or something. I think, although we've had a dead period, I think it can only go up from here. So drown out the haters because I've got optimism for the future of Forza Motorsport League racing.
Yeah. Alpine's still sponsored by Microsoft and Xbox.
I think as they keep trying to fix the new Forza Motorsport, and the better they make that game, more and more people are going to be steering away from 7 when they start to make the new game a lot more accessible.
Yeah.
Eventually, hopefully, when they add spectating. Because I think when they add spectating, you can still have 24 cars in a race, but you can have that 25th person in the lobby just to spectate.
Ooh, that's gonna
something
be
like
Daytona.
Yeah.
Something like that. That was the rumor back before when the game actually came out.
You can probably have it to where they're gonna have you either ready up and have 24 drivers in, or you can go to I'd say probably max of 5 people can go to a separate section that's just spectating only.
And I think
I'm excited.
Oh yeah, and you also gotta remember this is like a weird transition period between games. I mean, this happened between Motorsport 6 and Motorsport 7. There's a transition period, so I'm hopeful for the future. I mean, we just gotta hope that Turn 10 and Microsoft can just keep their momentum up and just keep improving the game. That's all we really can do.
I think that's what they've done. So
yeah, no, they've done a good job so far, and as long as they keep this up, I think we should be fine.
Yeah, for sure.
The only thing I just hope between the Forza Motorsport 8, I know that probably not now it's gonna happen, but I just hope they add at least NASCAR into it, at least.
I mean,
that's the reason why I got this game, because I low-key thought there was gonna be at least one NASCAR.
I don't doubt that there would be at some point. It's just right now that the NASCAR license is just getting tossed around between different game companies. So I'm just
it's secure now. It's just not exclusive. Yeah, iRacing secured it.
Yeah, because
it's not exclusive.
Because when did
Motorsport?
Yeah, because Motorsport games they got the exclusive license in what 2018, or is it earlier than that?
2000 and after NASCAR Heat 3 released. So
probably 2019 or something.
So around 2018, 2019.
Yeah, because the reason why Motorsport 7 has NASCARs in it is because it was not an exclusive license at that point.
No, it was still mainly 704 games and not Motorsport games.
Yeah, so and now with iRacing picking up the non-exclusive license, I just have a feeling that if we're just, like I said, just be patient enough, we'll get it at some point. And right now, the Oldsmobiles are not perfect, but they're all right. I mean, they're adequate for now.
I think NASCAR gaming overall is heading up and up. It's in the right direction. I mean, we had the NASCAR Arcade Rush come out. I played that on my Switch for a bit. It was fun. Definitely for a casual viewer, but not something an insane player would play. Their mobile game just got released. NASCAR,
NASCAR
Manager. That just got released, and iRacing, notes about it. The NASCAR 2025 game, notes about that, coming out was that it's going to be very similar to how iRacing's physics and how iRacing overall is. So
yeah, but it's to be like a more dumbed down version for console, right?
yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
Since Larry kind of joined us halfway through this whole recording, Larry kind of missed out on the whole actually talking about IRL NASCAR, the past two races. Larry?
Yes.
Daniel Suarez?
What? Okay, so there's a small little story. When the race was happening, I was actually at work and I was watching the race on my phone, and it was dead. So I was really happy because there was no cars where I was worried. Since I'm a mechanic, I work on cars. I was watching the race. There was nobody coming in, nobody coming out, so it was like perfectly fine. The last caution came, and I told my coworker, "Hey, I bet you $20. You see this guy in the 99 car. He's a Mexican, right? He's going against all the other white people there. And there's only one other Asian guy and one black guy. That's it. There's nothing else. Everybody else is just white. I bet you $20 this guy's going to win." Then he was like, "Nah, but you know what? I know he's not going to win because he's a Mexican." I'm like, "Oh, okay, no problem." We shook on it. The final laps were coming around, and my heart was racing. I just keep seeing Daniel Suarez going in and out, in and out, in and out, getting that bump draft and everything. Like, holy shoot, this is going to happen. And coming to the last two laps, I was like, "Hey, bro, the race is about to end. Just let me know who wins. Just come over here and watch the ending with me." Like, oh, okay. We paused it. Then we shared the screen to this TV in the break room. We started watching it there. And oh my goodness, the last lap is where I saw Blaney all the way in front. And I saw Kyle Busch and then Suarez. Suarez all the way to the outside. And I was like, dude, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. And then my coworker was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, dude, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. The moment the race ends, I was like, no fucking way. And my coworker was like, no way. And then he was like, dude, give me the $20. He lost. Like, dude, look, he says he won. And look, he has a check mark. He won. Like, no, he did not. No, he did not. Bro, double it right now. All right, bet, double it. So we shook on it. So now there was $40 on the line. And I was like, dude, he won that race. He won that race until we heard NASCAR said, like, oh, they're going to watch the replay. Boom! Suarez won the race. Now I was like screaming like, yeah, let's go. And I have my other coworkers working on the cars. They all come and they go in the room and they're like, what happened? A Mexican just won. And they just looked at me like, really? You scream because of that? Bro, I just won this guy's money. And this guy was like, whatever. Here you go. He gave me the money, bro. I couldn't stop smiling that day. I kept watching the replay over and over and over. And I was just waiting. He's going to fail tech inspection because I know people do not want a Mexican to win. But he didn't. And he won. And I showed my parents.
How do
And
you
my
say
parents
that, like,
got so
NASCAR
happy.
themselves are racist?
They're not. It's like 1960. Like, they don't care.
Basically, that was my thought. I showed my parents that Suarez won, and what did we do? We did a barbecue. We deadass did a barbecue under his name.
That's awesome, man. No, I was
Like
happy.
it-
I mean, as a Blaney fan, I was happy for him. Honestly, that was awesome.
Because when do you see Suarez ever
Well-
like winning races, bro?
Well, I mean, Suarez is a good driver. We all know this. He had a bad season last season. I wasn't going to hold that against him, but my main thing was watching Busch, Blaney, and Suarez go 3 wide for the finish. That is what got me. Because even though I'm a Blaney fan, yeah, he didn't win, but that was still one of the best finishes I've ever seen. Like, that was amazing.
But like seeing that, like that gives me more motivation. If Daniel Suarez could win, I could win in a JRL series, and that got me a little bit more motivated. now I started racing more and more and more on NASCAR Heat 5 and on Forza Motorsport 7, practicing a little bit more. I've been gaining time bit by bit, not hot lapping, but also racing online with other drivers. I kept with NASCAR and other people were racing with their GT cars and everything. I still kept up with them. So that's I'm like, okay, if Suarez could win a second career win, I could win my third career win. That is no problem. You know what? F it. Fuck it. I'm going to switch my name back again to Online Suarez. Hell yeah. I got 10 bucks on my
We're doing this arc again?
Yeah, hold up. Where is it?
It sounds more like a fit than anything.
With the online stores, yeah.
Personalization, profile. No, you know what? Yeah, profile, customize profile.
Oh my gosh, he's changing his
thank
name
God.
now.
He's doing it live.
The reason why his name was Online Suarez a few months back was because Camo in JRL was talking about him racing on Forza, and since he was the only Mexican racing with us, he just called him Online Suarez.
And he kind of just stuck.
Online swords. That is a name.
It's done.
More oranges.
Alright. Well, he's online Suarez again.
Somebody else already has an Online Suarez. God damn it. All right, there we go. Online Suarez 94. All right, it's changed. I am now officially Online Suarez. Now let me go change my Discord too.
Online Suarez. Swam.
I mean, there was this one time too when me and JJ were racing in this NASCAR Heat 5 league, like a long time ago. I beat JJ and I won that race. I was so happy too, and JJ just left because of rage. And it was
You
funny.
didn't win. Camo won that race.
I won in Atlanta. You got pissed off and you dipped. Yeah, I won that race, and I was really happy.
If it makes you feel any better, JJ, last night I won NASCAR E5 League at Vegas. We got a colleague racing 1-2.
Oh yeah, and the game screwed me out of a freaking any contention.
Oh my god, there it is. Online
No, that was
Suarez.
just a skill issue. Totally a skill issue.
Oh yeah, not the game setting all my assists to 100 so I can't even turn properly. Not at all.
No.
No. Definitely not the game's fault. 100% on me. No, I just sucked. The Heat 5 gods were not on Penske's side last night.
I have insomnia.
I can't put myself to play or just put myself through playing Heat 5 anymore or any of the NASCAR Heat games. That matter of fact.
How about this? I was in your situation too. Like I didn't want to play NASCAR Heat 5 anymore. But how about this? Just play the career mode and start rock bottom, but play with the legendary difficulty. Trust me, it is fucking thrilling, bro. It is.
Already did.
No, but like try it again. But like
we do have the next gen cars now too. So
I know.
No, that's trash. That's completely trash.
Whoa! You know you're not talking trash on the next gen cars.
I'm talking trash about the next gen because they're not really. And the thing that sucks, I can't customize my own car, which is also sucks.
I mean, okay, I get that, but the next gen cars are nice. I don't know why they're bitching to that.
Like I'm saying, like if you race in a NASCAR like Heat 5 in career mode, like when you start your own team, you get to upgrade your car. Do it, but do it with only like 90% of the upgrades: 90 engine, 90 aerodynamics, 90 suspension, and 100% off on the pit road stuff. And trust me, you are always gonna have a side-by-side battle with the leaders. It is fun, bro. I got back already. I'm already a 4-time champion in the truck series, but not in the Xfinity series. Trust me, it is a thriller. Either that I suck or I'm just good at the game.
I just want to let everyone know his Discord name is officially updated to Online Suarez. He is Nerd.
It's crazy.
He is Online Suarez.
I am officially Online Suarez.
I just can't wait for whenever we start racing, something happens and this dude starts yelling in Spanish.
Pinche cabrón, hijo de su
That is
pinche
the
perra
funniest
puta
thing in the
madre, la
planet.
hijo de su güey. Este cabrón no se puede ir de mi pinche lado, no manches, güey. Ya me hartó esa pinche culero aquí de ese
Ouch.
pinche gringo. La verdad.
Okay, but I heard that last part.
I don't really recall knowing a history of when Larry rages on Forza. He mainly just laughs whenever something happens on track or something happens to him.
So, who wants tacos? Don't forget, I own a taco shop.
Yeah, or is it just a white plastic table you fold out?
It's kind of both,
Yeah, but it's not a shop if it's just a table.
but it's a shop.
It's a table.
I sell outside of my house, bro.
Yeah, but that's not a shop. You're just selling. It's like a lemonade. It's like a bougie lemonade stand, but for tacos. That's all that is.
But it's a
Bougie.
shop where I sell tacos.
But it's a table. It's your
And,
taco table.
and people actually come to my house to buy tacos.
Yeah, but you're still running out of a table. It's not a shop.
But there's
Yes.
a banner that says, I sell tacos. Come to my house and get tacos.
Hello.
So
No, but it's not a shop.
so don't forget. You know what's the best selling taco that we have? Our brain taco.
Okay, we're not doing this.
Surprised
You
didn't
gotta-
say
you
rat
gotta
taco.
admit. It's not brain. Like if you say brain and guts and shit, if you make it sound like that, obviously it's gonna sound like bad. But if you put it in a Spanish word, it sounds better. Like, oh, I need tacos de cabeza or tacos de
See,
tripa.
you just pray on all the
Stuff like
gringos that don't know what they're talking about, don't you? I know you. I see it.
Look, I'm just saying, if you stop going to Taco Bell and buying those hard shell,
Okay, we
crappy
all
Taco
know.
Bells,
We all know Taco Bell sucks. Like that's just a thing.
but JJ still thinks that's actual Mexican food.
It's not. It's
I
not
did
even
not.
close.
Never have I said that. Never have I once said that.
I know how JJ gets when I say that stuff.
I don't think anybody thinks that Taco Bell is actual Mexican. Like I
I
don't.
mean, if you actually ask like a regular ass white dude wherever you live, like, hey, quick
Okay.
question, you think Taco Bell is real Mexican food? Yeah, it says Mexican food.
because
on
you're
the sign.
stupid.
Exactly.
That's just uninformed people. That's not
This is a racing
stupid white people.
podcast.
It's a
Who
racing
cares, man? It's Taco podcast now.
Hey, I love to eat Taco Bell, then shit my brains out 2 hours later.
Yeah, clearly, and then post pictures of it in Discord servers.
That is a true fact.
I all right. More power to you.
Yeah, no. Razor is the redneck out of the group. We'll just put it that way. You gotta have
Call that
one.
literally.
redneck. I call that nasty.
No, just more of everything he does. He's like a northern redneck.
I'm a very twisted individual.
I
Well, no, Razor, that's
redneck
accurate.
is called the Midwest.
Was it him? No, I mean, but he acts like a redneck. He's got a fucking mullet and everything.
I'm just surprised that the only thing I am surprised I have not been like
Why'd
like
you
a
put
target
a
towards
razor in the
racism.
microwave?
Well, it's because nobody cares anymore. Like, dude, like, especially, I mean, I don't know how it is in most parts, well, the northern part of the country, but I know, like, the vast majority of the West and the South, we don't give a damn.
Oh, you're Mexican? Oh, cool. Here, make some tacos.
Dude, like, one of my best friends in real life is, like, he was born in Mexico. Dude's got 2 last names. I can't pronounce it. I'm moving on.
JJ, I know you got one black friend and it's not Ultra.
Why not? Ultra's the homie.
Do you think
I
I,
know,
have
but-
another black friend?
Dude, everybody has at least one black friend that is
I
not
do.
somebody that we know. Like, it's
I do.
outside.
I got a
Oh.
black friend with the people that I play Call of Duty with, and he's totally fine with running black jokes by. Like, he's totally fine with it.
That's a weird way to say that you say the N word, but go for it.
I know, right? Yeah, the black jokes.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm
I mean,
friends
mean,
with.
literally
I'm
half
friends
of
with
my-
Bless. When he was on the team.
I mean, Bless
Oh,
is not
God.
black.
Bless
He's
is
not
black.
fully black. He's Dominicano type of black. He's
No,
not
he's
true
not. Bro is
true
white.
Wakanda type of black.
Bro is white.
Wakanda.
Bless,
Just because
Bless
it's
is,
the end-
There's
Bless is
there's
goofy.
Blessed is a
Bless is
man.
white black. He's a milk chocolate type of black.
Milk chocolate.
He's not full on like the back
Dog,
of
I
my
would not
shoe
put
type
him
of
under
black.
anything. I would not put him lower than French vanilla. He
Well-
is very white black.
He is really white. He acts white, but he dressed black, but he talks black.
No, he doesn't. He's just
why-
blessed.
Dude, this is his own
Context.
entity.
I don't understand anymore.
I
Oh my
hope
God.
I hope Bless listens to this
Send it
episode.
to him.
He probably
Good.
won't.
Clip out a section to it and send it to him.
I hope he does too.
I say to his face.
Clip it. Clip it.
That's like it's like I remember
Literally
there was
half
this
of
one
the friend
time.
group that I sit with.
There was this one time
And,
where
like-
JJ, me and Halo and JJ, we were I don't know what game we were playing. I think we were playing Uno.
Oh no.
I don't know who's the
We
I
need
don't
to
know
stream
who's the
playing
one
Uno.
who's I don't know who's the one who slipped the word, but either between those two, somebody said the N word, and I caught it on video, but I need to find the damn
It's
video.
probably
But
Larry.
one of those two said the N word, the hard
Probably
R.
Larry. Yeah,
Oh,
probably
no.
Larry.
Uno will do
No.
that to you. Uno will. That game
How
messes
about
with you.
this? How about this? Let's just play Uno.
I'm not doing that.
All right, bet.
Bet.
I gotta
Bet.
keep my internet innocence. I haven't said nothing to offend anybody, and I won't do it
I'm
now.
gonna open OBS and start recording us playing Uno right
No.
here, right now.
No, it's great.
Don't play
A-
Call of
after
Duty
this,
with me.
After this podcast, I will go and we can play Uno.
Don't play
Yes.
Call of Duty with me.
Larry, you want to know what you need to play that I will run your fade in?
What is it? Fortnite.
Party Animal. No,
No
not a
party animals.
Party.
Oh,
Animal.
Party Animal. Isn't that like the Bushi version of Fortnite, but without the building?
No, it's like Gang Beasts.
It's like Gang Beasts, but with animals, I guess.
It's so much better than Game
Less
Beasts.
floppy animals.
I think I had that game before. I don't remember.
Dog,
I know there's one game that you guys are not gonna
released
beat me in.
November.
It's Fight Night Champion.
Yeah,
Dude,
no, I don't.
Nobody
I don't
can
think
beat you in a
there's
game that
anything.
doesn't fucking exist anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what about Midnight Club? Los Angeles.
Bro,
No.
That's a great
Oh my
game.
it's a great game,
Great
but
game.
ain't nobody.
All right, here we go. Project Cars 3.
Awful. Hot dog
Oh
ass.
Oh man, I got Project Cars 2, the good Project Cars
I-
game.
I have it. What about all right, last one. WRC 9.
I never see 10.
It was
unfortunately.
very lackluster for what it was.
God damn.
So
you
was
guys-
10. I mean, 10's kind of lackluster too, but
10 had co-driving, so that's all.
What about
Yeah.
Grid Legends?
okay, dude, the new Grid games suck.
All right, what about just a regular Grid game?
I mean, if I still had the OG Grid game, I'll definitely run your fit in that, but I don't have it. I haven't had that game in like 10 years.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
There-
Dude, the
there's
OG
one-
Grid, I had no life to fuck into the OG Grid.
There's one
Aw,
game.
dude, OG Grid.
I love that game so much. I miss it.
Man, I can't wait for the footnotes that JJ adds to the podcast. It's gonna be like
Food.
NASCAR Atlanta finish, NASCAR Daytona 500. Larry joins, and then it's gonna be like, is
Completely me
West
saying the
Black-
N word.
It's like then it's just gonna be like this weird section of
Chaos.
Larry grooming
Oh.
is less black video games. All within
Oh
like a
my
30-minute
God.
window.
It's just kind of funny with me. Like we talk about one topic and we talk about the topic, but one word slips and then we talk about another topic. We went from talking from Daniel Suarez, me changing my name, to calling Bless not being black, bro.
Or, like,
Not clean.
or I love how we're supposed to have a segment on LAR and it's just more the origin story and that's about it.
I've been connected. JJ, have you been disconnecting me, connecting me?
No, you just suck.
Huh?
Have you been connecting me and disconnecting me?
No. You're
Because
still
it keeps saying.
No, that's
Well,
just
it.
Xbox. The Discord on Xbox is just kind of goofy.
Well, we got to talk about one other topic about, like, I don't know.
No,
Like-
it's
Oh, it was already- we were down pretty
It's
well.
already been nearly 2 hours.
If it's what I think you're about to say, I'm going to DC you from this VC.
What am I going to say? I actually don't know what I was about to say.
You don't know
Yes,
what
you
you were
do.
going to say.
No.
Yes, you do.
I'm calling
No,
you out on that.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
I don't want to mention it because it's
Not
just,
here.
it's gonna go
Stop
on for another
recording,
half
Corey.
hour.
Stop recording while you have the chance. That's all I'm
Alright.
saying.
What? I don't know what are you talking about. I bet. Okay,
Yes,
on
you do.
God, on God,
Alright,
I
to
do not
end
know what you're
off-
talking
We'll
about.
Alright.
discuss it after I'm done. But
You know, I'm gonna say this to end off the podcast. No explanation. JRL season 5 in the summer. Where do you guys expect to finish in the points standings?
Top 5. Always, I gotta be in the top 5, or at least 4th place in the championship four.
I think I'm gonna.
There's always
win.
gonna be that.
I think Larry's gonna get like 6th.
Honestly,
I'm gonna say.
I'll be happy in the top 10. Anywhere in
I'm
the top 10,
gonna
I'll be chilling.
say top 3.
You really think you're gonna make that
I'm
far?
going big or go home. I think I have the speed to beat MVP. I'm going first.
At least, yeah.
Damn.
especially with the
Okay.
speed race.
Okay. Well, what happened if I have like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be in first place. I'm gonna beat Knicks.
As long as you don't dump
practice, buddy,
somebody
because
for
you're
the
like
win.
3 seconds slower than me on average right now.
If I'm not insanely busy, I'd go as far as say like top 5, but
See, we're gonna have like 6 people fighting for 5th.
yeah, probably.
Well, that's
F it, bro.
the top 10.
Let's just do it like how we did in the
Okay.
Daytona. 4
I'll be-
wide for fifth place.
I'm pretty confident I can get a top 10 at points,
Yeah.
and I'll be happy with that.
Top 5. That's all I'm gonna say. Top.
I
5.
mean, ever since I started league racing, I just slowly started climbing up the speed charts.
And yet your driving has not gotten better because you dumped me at least once a race.
Oh my god, that's Daytona.
I don't care. We're gonna have a rivalry. You're gonna suck it up and deal with it.
All right, sometime during the JRL season, at any
Oh, we're gonna
Daytona
get
race,
together. We're gonna get to any race. Honestly,
we're going
together.
to have a simultaneous flip at Daytona.
Yeah, we're just gonna synchronize flip.
Shoot, you guys
It'll be
are
the
gonna
greatest
join the
spectacle in
commentary booth.
JRL history.
You guys are gonna make me want to join the commentary booth to.
You might have to for a
podcast
race.
this.
You might
might
have
No,
to.
because I'm gonna be full time.
Can you do part time? Because like honestly, we trying
Yeah,
to.
but for a points finish, yeah.
Yeah,
Nick's is
like-
gonna no life the fuck out of this just to get a championship.
He's just gonna win constantly, like JJ. My name's actually did change the online source. I bet.
Yeah, it did.
Look. Like for saying, because this is what I told JJ once. Well, obviously JJ didn't really listen to me, but like I'm saying, like if somebody wins, like if they at least have like 5 wins under their belt, and they're already like really above on points. Just give other people who actually don't have the good skills to at least have a shot to win a race.
Yeah, but then
Take
that
power
kind
away
of
from that specific driver.
yeah, that's kind of I wouldn't say it's prejudice, but it is kind of stupid. Like honestly, for most leagues, let the fast guys be fast. Like that's how like we can't. It's messed up to hold them back just because they're good.
That's how records are made.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm
another
not gonna
thing.
hold back.
Well, and another thing, you being a slower driver and being around all these fast drivers, you can learn a lot more by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've done 2 seasons in JRL, and just those 2 seasons alone, I've progressed immensely. And now I'm in my 2nd season of NRL, and I've already seen improvement from season 1 in there to season 2 for me, which would be 4 and 5. Like it's useful to be around fast people, even if you are slow. Like I'm in the back of the pack most of the race half the time. At least in other leagues, maybe NASCAR probably not, but like in other series, especially GT and stuff like that, I'm in the back of the pack. I'm
Let's
racing.
also be honest. I think one of your biggest strengths is the fact that you're not afraid to sit in the back and let the leaders wreck
No,
themselves.
dude, they're faster than me. There's no point in me being up there and trying to hold them up. They're just
Well,
going to
it's
get
not even
past
that,
me.
You're patient.
Yeah, like I don't need to. Like I said, I don't need to win every race. I don't need to be in the top 10 every race.
When
Like, if I could just sit back and learn, then I'm cool. We're chilling because I can use that.
Results.
Yeah, like you got it's a slow process. I mean, some people are just naturally fast. Like Cameron, for example, dude is crazy fast, just out the box. Other people like me, it takes a lot of learning to get that, and that's fine. I'm totally cool with it.
Like when I first joined ARCA, I was quick out of the box, but I was still getting my ass handed to me weekly by Nix, Jason E, Mystic, and a few other people. Like weekly. Like I was barely scraping top 5s, and then towards the end of that season, I was contending for wins and leading lots of laps. And even
That
winning a
season
race.
got wild.
It did get wild. But then
I'm
Arca
glad I came out
collapsed.
on top there.
Then Arca collapsed because Dale decided to let Rocket back in there.
Well,
Hey, we're not going to go
give
on that
it.
tangent.
I don't want to go on that, but if anything to take it, I'm glad to give, I guess, that league when it was still the title of Arca. I'd say I'm glad to give it a good season because we gave it a damn good season. Close battles all throughout. Basically, the entire season was just one big long fist fight between like 5 drivers.
It was like
That's what I like to see.
It was like you, Mystic, Jason E, Exiv.
Just
really
dipped at the start of the
yeah.
playoffs.
Well, because he doesn't like playoffs.
Yeah.
But he only mainly races in XRS, which he doesn't even barely race nowadays. I started racing in XRS, and that's under a new name now. But like he didn't even recognize me, and I'm not gonna tell him who I was.
You just gonna let him figure it out.
Let him figure it out.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
you
maybe
remember
once you get downtime.
do you remember that the Force guy that raced in Arca for a while? Yeah, I'm that guy.
I forgot that was your name before. I was like,
That
I've been
was
trying to
my
think of it
name.
for the past like 2 days.
For those that want to get notified on any sort of racing news or action we got going on for our team, always follow our Twitter, X, and Instagram pages, so you can get caught up on what's going on around us. And if you'd like to join our server, as dumb as some parts of it is in it,
Find out what the rat thing is.
No,
Go on the server to find out about the rat.
no,
I'm kidding. Don't do that.
no. Highly advised against. Do not.
If you
Why
want to
not?
find out what the rat thing is, join the Discord server.
Why not? Why not?
It's too unfamily friendly to talk. Be
It's
talked
not
about.
too on family. It just picture Ratatouille.
Don't do that.
thanks to Rogue Energy and Ice Tea Aesthetics, 10% off RZX in the checkout. To get 10% off, and yep, for myself, RZXJJ Reds, we thank you all for listening to us tonight, and hopefully you have a good rest of your day. Thanks to Nyx, Neo, Razor, and our 2 guests, now Online Suarez and LAR Rewar, for joining us tonight. And we will see you guys in episode 3 soon. So, good night, everyone.